Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome everyone. This is Match Day 2 on Complete Football. This is Mustafa Janadu coming out of the US, and we have Warif who's in Port Harcourt, and we have Kunle Williams who's in Lagos. This is Man U, Arsenal United. For the rest of the week, they're enemies, but today we are one team. As you see, I have my red. The red and white stands for Arsenal and Man U. Okay.
Man
I'm
U.
surprised Warif is not wearing his Arsenal shirt today. What's going on today, Warif? Oh, it's Arsenal. Okay, I
Oh, he's
couldn't
got
see
it
it.
on. He's got it on.
It's,
Well,
it's
I
their
mean,
off
this is
colors. Yeah.
the
Invincible.
unique rivalry of Manchester United and Arsenal is only really intensely unique to Nigerians because, in all truth,
Yeah,
Arsenal,
it's
Man
Chelsea and
United's
it's
greatest
Chelsea and
rivals are Leeds
yeah,
and Liverpool, and Arsenal's greatest rivals
Chelsea. Or no,
well, they're Tottenham,
Tottenham.
because
Okay.
they're both North London clubs. If you've ever
Yeah,
been there, it's very dangerous and very, very emotional when these two teams play. And I
yeah.
think also West Ham. I think they only look at Man United and Liverpool and City as rivals from a
Yeah.
footballing point.
But
But
I
from a passion
remember that
point,
game back in the day though, where Man U and Arsenal were fighting each other. Serious fight though. This was like in the
yes, yes,
1990s,
yes. That's
where
when
the players were fighting each other.
this guy missed the penalty.
Yeah,
Ruud van Nistelrooy, he
yeah,
faked
yeah.
a foul to get a penalty and he missed it. And all these what's his name? All these defenders, all of them started pushing him about. I remember.
That's
So I'm
why.
happy
Yeah, but
today.
yeah. So it's a
Um,
good thing. So let's jump in, Kunle. So we'll start off by talking about the transfer news. So Ugarte is coming to Man U. It seems, these news releases
no, it's
are
a here
always,
we go. It's a here
yeah,
we go. He's already on his way. He's landing
yeah,
in Manchester now for the medical. He should be signed and training with them tomorrow. I am particularly happy about this development because it means that McTominay, probably we're going to hear McTominay on Here We Go again today. It means
yeah,
that the coach cannot pick McTominay anymore. Mount is injured. Mount is supposed to be a backup for Bruno. You know, that last game, Mount should have come on for a Bruno. McTominay should have come on for this chap, Mainu, because he was running out of legs.
yeah.
Those
Mino
are,
did a lot of work.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then why do you spend 40 million on a centre back? You need this right-footed centre back. Everybody's been talking about him. You need him to play on the high line because if he doesn't play on the high line, you can't play your sweeper keeper because Onana is a sweeper keeper, but he can't play sweeper keeper with Maguire because Maguire doesn't like to receive the ball in the high line. So what's the point of and he keeps doing this? Oh, I'm going to keep going with the same team until the player plays badly before I replace him. That's how we got into trouble last season when he was playing Scott McTominay after we
yeah.
spent 70 million on Casemiro. And he's done it again. And and he took off our best midfielder for our worst midfielder. It's not, even on a Sunday afternoon when we're playing amongst our friends, there's always that guy that you pick last, and there's always that guy that you pick first.
Pick first, yeah.
And basically what Ten Hag did was remove the guy that you pick first and put the fat guy with his spectacles on in his place. Totally
Hot shot
destroyed.
Hamish. Hot shot
Yeah,
Hamish.
exactly. Maybe because he's the one that brought the football. And if he doesn't put play, then he'll carry his football and go home or something. Because I don't understand. The coach cost us that game. He cost us that game. The players played as well as they would be expected.
And also they need to start Garnacho. That's what I believe. What do you think? Yeah.
Yes. Why is he playing Rashford? Rashford is exhausted. He's out of form. He's not playing well. Garnacho is playing well. Keep him on the left. The people that and he started with Bruno and Mount and going up in the attack like he did last time. Why did he do that? It didn't work in the first game. In the second game, the reason we scored the first game was Xerxes. He doesn't start Xerxes. The reason we scored in the second game is Amad Diallo. He takes him off. The other person that was a playmaker, Garnacho, he takes him off. Bruno, he takes him off. Who's he putting on? Anthony, not performing. Rashford, not performing. McTominay on his way out. Mount, not performing. He's playing these, and then Maguire. Half these are deadwood players. They're not playing well. They shouldn't be in the team. You play these 5 players. You don't need to. You put pressure on yourself. I think he thinks he can beat Brighton with one hand behind his back. Like
And
maybe
also,
it's Eredivisie.
also they don't realize Brighton spent a lot of money this year, and they can come top 6. They're not an easy team to beat.
They're not an easy team to beat, no, and they're not go-ahead Eagles. They're not a mediocre Dutch side that you can say, oh, this lot of crap. Let me just experiment with them and get away with it. I'm so happy Ugarte is coming in. Ugarte has energy. He runs. our best midfield now should be Bruno, Mainu, and
So is
Ugarte.
Ugarte your number 6?
Yeah, he's on number 6. But I
Yeah.
don't see Casemiro sitting on the bench on £350.
Yeah, so they'll have to play both of them at the same time and figure out a formation. Yeah.
Yes, they'll probably play both of them at the same time, and then Maino may go back to being the third, the substitute option, so that they can get as much play time out of Casemiro. Maybe they'll play Casemiro as an 8 because he has the legs for an 8. He doesn't have the legs for a 6.
Yeah, and Ugarte is also flexible. The main thing is that Ugarte can pass. He can pass the ball too.
The main thing is that I will never see Scott McTominay on the field for Manchester United again. That had been causing me high blood pressure for over 10 years.
And also, I still support Ten Hag, but he needs to make some tactical changes. Sometimes it's the management of the team, it's the owners, it's not just the coach. It seems like everybody loves what's his name, Maguire. Even on the English team, it's like the English are fascinated with this guy. Maybe the press will get angry if he doesn't start. I don't know. What do you think?
It's a bunch of xenophobic, I love England nonsense. Ten Hag cannot play with Maguire. Even on Maguire's best day, you cannot. He's not fast.
And how can Maguire play? Did he start in the European Championship? Did he start? No.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
He didn't.
Oh, thank God.
He was injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
what are your thoughts, Warif? We'll get back to Kunle. What are your thoughts on what Kunle has talked about Man U? Then we'll talk about Arsenal.
Is Warif there? I can't see his.
Warif is out. Yeah, maybe he had a connection problem.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the signing that Arsenal had with Marino.
Who did they sign?
They signed Marino, the Italian guy. I think he's a midfielder. I think Marino's a defender. Let me see. Yeah, continue. Let's talk about so give us some more specs on how Ugarte plays while I look up Marino. I'm trying to see what position he plays.
Okay,
Mikel Marino
is more like a Kante or like a Mascherano. He's a very defensive midfielder. He's very tenacious. He wins the ball back and he gives it out to the other players to do something with it. He is not as creative as a Declan Rice or a Rodri. He's not a composer in the game. He will leave the composer to his number 8 to do most of the creative work. He just brings the ball back for you.
He's also good at
someone to do
taking the ball back. He's good at taking the ball back and tackling. Yeah. From what I've seen,
taking the ball back, tackling, winning the ball back, and creating a platform, because we lose the ball a lot. And Bruno loses the ball a lot when he plays. He's a very profligate. He's very profligate with the ball.
And he'll be a good complement to Mainu in the midfield. That midfield is going to look good, man. It's going to look really good. Yeah. So, and then also, what's his name? Garnacho. No, not Garnacho. Who's the other midfielder? The one that you said is getting older. The number 6 for Man U. Man U's number 6 right now. The one
for Manchester United, Casemiro.
Yeah, he's getting older. So, but what I'm saying is that if you have him there, and then you have Garnacho, then you have Maino. That's a very good. So who would be the other midfielder again after that?
I think he'll play 2 in the pivot with Bruno as a 10. Mount is supposed to replace him. So the 2 in the pivots are the 8 and the 6. I think Eriksen can play as an 8 or a 10. He can't play as a 6. I'm not even sure Eriksen can play as an 8. Eriksen has to go.
So Warif is back.
So Marino, I'm interested. Marino is someone that, if he's a CDM, Arsenal need that, because their Ghanaian chap, Thomas Partey, I think he's a bit overcooked. I think he's past his best. I think Partey is on his way down. So if Marino is replacement for Partey, that's well needed.
So let's ask Warif. So Warif, what are your thoughts on the signing of Marino for Arsenal?
Well, he's an experienced player, and he will.
Is he a CDM?
Where does he play?
I think he plays the attacking midfield.
Where was he playing for?
Oh no, he's more of an attacking midfielder. Which is what they don't need one. They don't need an attacking midfielder. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
we need defensive.
Maybe
midfield.
they want him.
Come from? Sorry,
I think Deportivo.
Okay,
Deportivo in Spain. Yeah, in Spain, if I'm correct, Deportivo. So maybe they want him to boost, what's it called, to cover up. You know, one thing about Partey, sometimes if you watch like against what's it called, Aston Villa, he got to a point, you will see Partey will just lose concentration. You will not be that sharp as in passing the ball. Like, you know, as a footballer, your brain has to be sharp. Once the ball gets to you, you know what to do with the ball. But sometimes, like Partey is absent-minded. Maybe by the time they feature him, Rice can play as a defensive midfielder. Why they might sub what's it called Partey. So I believe that's why this guy was Arteta signed him. So he will add more strength to the midfield. But my concern right now in Arsenal is not just the midfield; it's the striking force. Because from what I'm hearing,
and they're dancing around the subject.
Nketiah.
Like, sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, you continue. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, Nketiah will be going to Crystal Palace. I think he'll be having his medical today or tomorrow. So with that, once Nketiah leaves now, we need to sign another striker or bring in a striker from the from the feeders team, because Gabriel Jesus is already injured and he might be out for almost 2 weeks. So Arsenal has a problem up front because with what's his name? Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz cannot guarantee you the trophy because he's not that sharp and he's not a bully kind of striker.
Yeah.
So I don't know how Arteta wants to do it, if he wants to have a false nine or so.
I think his philosophy, I think he wants to be like Barcelona, but without Suarez. You understand? Suarez is like almost like the Barcelona team when they were really good, but they didn't have Suarez. I mean, if you take away Suarez, that's what Arsenal looks like. And then you take away, they don't have Xavi also, but I think he's trying to play a sophisticated style of football where he thinks he doesn't need to have a number 9. Kind of like how Spain won the European Championship without a true number 9.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where is he from? Where's Arteta from? Is he from Spain?
Yeah, he's a Spanish guy.
Yeah, what do you think, Kool-Aid? Do you think he's trying to build a team in which you don't need to have a number 9? Because Spain won without having a true number 9. What do you think, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, but Spain had false 9s. Arsenal have got false 9s that they can play, but I don't
But
forget.
Havertz is close enough to being a good false 9, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, City have played false 9s. They all play false 9s, but if they think false 9 is the best, then Madrid won't be buying Mbappe and Man City won't be relying on Haaland.
Yeah.
And
because European Championships is not of the same quality as league football. You can get away with that in Europe.
Yeah, the idea of a false 9 is a backup because you only need one striker to play. Yeah. If you have 4 strikers on the bench, 2 of your strikers are going to be playing nothing. So you'd rather have 2 strikers and a couple of other wingers who can play as strikers, as false 9s, so that you make up. You always have a striker available without having a situation where if you only have one player playing up front and something happens to him, you've only got one other guy and then you're done for. In the past, we used to play 4-4-2, so everybody had 4 strikers on their row. So in terms of trying to win and trying to maintain a point man, if you have an effective striker or you have someone that's able to play as a false 9, then your squad is bigger you've increased the options of your squad without having to increase the numbers in your squad. So you can campaign.
And then they got that guy, Cavanaccio, the guy from Italy, the defender. So they're getting all these signings, but they're not addressing the real issue. Calafiori, yeah. They're not
the main issue for Arsenal is to have a backup for Saka, get a big striker that is a bully. And also, like for Nwaneri, we have, for Odegaard, we have Nwaneri that can come in. But I don't know why Arteta has not been using him. He's just keeping him on the bench. Even if you watch the match against Aston Villa, when Trossard came in and he scored, from his celebration, he's trying to pass a message to Arteta that he's not happy. But even with that, sometimes, like if you watch, Martinelli was not doing well, and Arteta kept him on the pitch for that long. He would have brought in Trossard before then.
Yeah.
So sometimes you begin to keep a player on the bench unnecessarily because the aim of every player is to play for the national team.
I hate to talk about Manchester City, but maybe some teams need to look at what Guardiola does. You have to continually adapt and bring in players. Look at how this guy, Kovacic is scoring and doing assists when Rodri's not around, and he rotates, he changes, makes substitutions. Yeah. So they need to look at that. Even with look at how Real Madrid won, even without Bellingham. They still made adaptations to their team because Bellingham wasn't playing. But off subject, man, this guy Vinicius is crazy, man. Vinicius can play anywhere on the front line. He can play left, right, center. That guy's crazy.
That guy is a machine.
But he doesn't play as a fixed center. He drifts from the wing into the center.
That's what he does.
He never plays as a proper 9. He might.
He's not a striker. He's not a number 9. Yeah. He drifts, and he actually goes on the wing, and with Mbappe doesn't need to really have much skill when they have that much space. As long as in fact, Mbappe has been missing goals he shouldn't miss. What do you think, Kool-Aid?
Vinicius also does something that's very important. He
Yeah.
takes the ball from defense into attack, and he also does a lot of defensive work.
No, in other words, he starts the transition. He starts the transition.
He starts the transition, and he works, and he intercepts the ball a lot. He helps break down a lot of attacks. Even if it's just by closing down other markers that are trying to attack. He's not just an attacking player. In fact, that's why I like him so much, because he defends. He plays from deep. He's a
he's a complete player. He's a complete player.
Box-to-box player.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, if you notice, Rodrigo is also able to go from the right and drift into the center too. This team is dangerous, man. Real Madrid is dangerous, man. Yeah. What do you think, Warif? So Warif, let's get back to Arsenal. No, actually, we'll go to Kool-Aid. Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag should stay because people are saying we want him to go again, but you need to keep the same manager.
Yeah. You know, if you are there are some people that have been Ten Hag out since he came. I can respect those people, but if anyone is saying, he had a bad game against Brighton, Ten Hag out, then I'm sorry, you're not thinking like you're thinking like a Chelsea supporter.
Yeah,
you know. And
I was thinking about Chelsea because you don't want to continue bringing in new managers. If you bring in a new manager, it means that for the next 2 years you won't win. You continue.
Exactly.
You're starting afresh.
Well, unless you're Tuchel, unless you're Thomas
Tuchel, that's different. But Tuchel is the master of taking a team that's already almost there. You know,
Yes, but I mean, if Ten Hag keeps doing this silly thing where he insists on playing the weaker player who is not even part of his plans because he had a good game until he has a bad game and drops points for you, then you're going to end up finishing in a worse position than you should have done. Maguire cost us that first goal. The ball went across his line twice and he couldn't clear it twice. That was the first goal. Then the second goal, what happened? They crossed the ball. There was no left back. Dalot is a right back. He was completely out of position. We don't have any left full backs at all. So they're not going to know to stand on that end because we don't have a left full back. We have Collier. He's not even on the bench as a backup left full back. So they don't know what they're doing. As soon as and then we're playing the game, we were pressing end-to-end stuff, and then Ten Hag goes, you know what? I've got a really brilliant idea. Let's take off our playmaker that's creating all the chances and is giving Brighton all these problems. And he's our leader and our talisman. Let's take him off. That's Bruno.
Bruno.
Let's take him off.
Fernandes,
let's put on a player that we have said is not good enough, is on his way to Napoli, who could even get injured and then ruin that deal, thus wrecking Ugate's chances. He had Eriksen on the bench. He could have brought on Eriksen and then bring on a guy that has never created a single assist in his life for Manchester United. You're going to take off your best playmaker and bring on a player that has
he brought it, but his idea was he brought on Xerxes and Garnacho. He should have brought Garnacho in the first half.
Who's going to create the assists? Who's going to create the chances?
That's why he should have brought Garnacho in the first half.
There's no playmaker. Bruno and Mount are playmakers. One or the other should be on the field. You can't.
Or they should have played. They should have played Bruno as a supporting striker and put Xerxes in and put Garnacho on the left.
Well, Xerxes, we've never scored using Bruno as a striker. It doesn't work.
Yeah, so they should use Xerxes.
It's only Xerxes or Højlund has made us effective. Putting Bruno as a striker doesn't work.
So to me, I would have put Xerxes in and put Bruno behind Xerxes to support and do playmaking, and have Garnacho on the left. And Garnacho on the left.
Rashford comes on the left or as a striker if there's an injury and you've got no other option. Rashford needs to chill on the bench and wait to set. And Anthony could have also stopped that last ball coming in. He didn't come back for that. I mean, why is Anthony playing when Amad Diallo was playing and causing all kinds of problems? He scored the goal that even gave us a chance in that game. And then he took him off. All our best performing players he took off and put on our worst performing. And then Rio Ferdinand. I mean, what is going on with him? What would they say? They were not saying that, it's because they took off Maguire for De Ligt. That they took off Maguire for De Ligt.
Can I say one thing before you continue, Kool-Aid? Bruno Fernandes is someone who should play 88 minutes or 80 minutes every game. You should always have him in the game. until he's tired.
Bruno,
Continue.
but when you
Yeah.
take Bruno off, you put Mount on. Mount is the backup for Bruno. You don't play the two of them on the same time. That's just they don't even work well together because they're both in the same space, trying to do the same thing in a different kind of way. And actually, Mount plays very well in the 10 when he's trying to. He retains the ball better, and I think he would work better with Ugarte. I still think Bruno is our best player, but that was just a shambles from the coach.
Yeah. So anyway, let's change subjects a little bit and go back to Arsenal. So let's talk about next week. Arsenal Brighton, very beautiful game. My prediction is Arsenal will win 2-0. Arsenal 2-0, but it's going to be a tough game. What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
I'll give it 2-1, but Arteta shouldn't start Zinchenko. Should start the Timber, the defense, because those Brighton guys, they are fast. And don't forget, this guy, what's his name? Welbeck is there, and Welbeck is in form right now.
Yeah, you're right. Also, does Arsenal have injury? They have injury problems right now. Who's injured? No.
Okay. You just saying Gabriel Jesus.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think Arsenal should win this game more comfortably than
I say 2-0. Yeah.
I say 3-1. Brighton are actually
not
that 2-1. We could have gotten. The only reason we lost was because of poor management.
Yeah.
Brighton can be beaten. You can get at them. Yes, they have one or two dangerous players, but you can get at them, and you should be able to. If you're a top team, you should be rolling them over. You should be rolling them.
And again, sorry to cut you. You know one thing about defenders. If you have defenders that understand themselves very well, just like in Arsenal right now, White, Saliba, Gabriel, and maybe the third person, Calafiori or Timber. Once and they know how to coordinate themselves, it will be hard for them to lose on guard. Because if you watch the second goal against Man U, even before the ball went into the net, they left 3 Brighton defenders at the far post. So even if that guy did not score the goal, the other 2 persons, they might have scored the goal. So one thing with Man U, the defenders, they need to be coordinating themselves. And again, Man U, they are playing Liverpool again, which is going to be a tough one. If Man U don't fight, they will be under serious pressure, because that means they will be left with 3 points. And by the other team might have like 9 points, which might not be too good for them. So they just need to win that match. Not even a draw will be good for them.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. But like you said, they don't want to do what they did last year, where they drew with Man City then lost to Villa. So what I'm trying to say is Arsenal should take that game with utmost seriousness. That's all I have to say. Let's go to the game of the week. I think this game is going to be interesting. Liverpool, Man U. I'm leaning towards Liverpool.
Yeah, sure.
Give us an analysis of the game, not just the score. Yeah.
Okay, Liverpool, so Liverpool are ready for the season. Slot, Arne Slot is a similar coach, plays a similar style of football to Klopp. So these players are suiting Arne Slot's game. I think Liverpool are playing at home. I think the game is in Anfield.
Yeah, I'll check. Continue. I'll check.
No,
continue.
I think it's in Old Trafford.
Okay.
Now, Old Trafford.
Now, my problem that Liverpool has is that Liverpool's strength is with Robertson and Terence Trent-Arnold.
You mean Terence Trent-D'Arby? I wish I could beat Liverpool to beat.
I always hear that song anytime I see Terence Trent-Arnold. So they've got very.
He even looks like Terence Trent-D'Arby too.
You see?
You guys, I have a call from my dad. Keep talking. I have a call from my dad. Keep talking.
Okay. So Liverpool have got excellent fullbacks. They're well organized with their fullbacks. And we are, Manchester United have got a problem at left back. We don't have a left back. We are playing 2 fullbacks. If anything happens to our left back, we're in trouble. And Ten Hag should be brave. And he should just be like, oh, we have Amas, this chap. He's a fullback. He's very young. I know he's an academy player. But he looked quite useful during the preseason. He should be just brave and just say, you know what, Amas, sit on the bench in case anything happens.
Sure.
In terms of injury, you come on for 10, 15 minutes at the end, not that you start. He should do that so that at least if there's a problem there's balance. People like Lindelof and Eriksen are on their way out. Stop playing these players. Stop playing.
Even McTominay is on his way out.
Yeah, McTominay he'll be gone by the afternoon because they've already agreed a 30 million fee with Napoli. So there should be a here we go from Napoli. I want him, but he cannot have that option.
We'll cover for them. What are the players that will cover up this space, this position?
He's just not that good. He's not that good. Look at the guy that you sold. Smith Rowe went for 35 million. Skip went for about the same 35 million. Nobody wanted to pay more than 25 million for Scott McTominay. The only people that think Scott McTominay is really good are Manchester United managers and Manchester United owners. But the rest of the world in general know that he's rubbish. He's like me. He loves the club, but he's not got the talent. Yeah,
but you could be one of the tacticians for the team.
Yeah, and Sancho is the opposite. Sancho has not got the
hot shot Kunle, hot shot Yams.
Yes, I'm hearing. I don't know whether this is going to be a good thing. Sterling might be coming to Man United and the straight swap for Sancho because they're sort of similar, but there's an attitude
Sterling
problem.
is okay. He's good from the bench, I think.
Yeah, so we might swap Sterling for Sancho as a short gop star. I think Sterling would have now played for Liverpool, Chelsea, City. He now wants to play for Manchester. He wants to play.
You know what the problem with Sterling is? He runs with his ass.
He runs like that. He runs like that. You know, but he wasn't.
I think he's thinking about Ibrahimovic. Oh, where's
Ibrahimovic? He wasn't looking so hot for Chelsea towards the end, but I think that if he comes, I think he's better than Rashford. I think he's better than Anthony.
He's more direct than Rashford.
Yes, Diallo and Garnacho should be our first choices. And if anything happens to them, yes, I'd rather see Sterling come on than Rashford or Anthony.
I saw something ridiculous where they said Rashford may go to La Liga. I was like, what are these guys talking about, man?
He might. There's some offers from PSG.
Oh, yeah, PSG. Yeah, let him go to PSG. Let him go there.
Yeah. And there was a weird rumor about Barcelona wanting him.
Bro, that would be the biggest mistake Barcelona will ever make.
He's rubbish now. You see what happened to him against Brighton. He can't go past players anymore. They're stopping him. They're shutting him down.
What's wrong with him?
I don't think he has enough skill.
He's been figured out. He's one-dimensional, and they figured him out.
Yeah,
and they've closed his.
I think Ten Hag needs to get a player from the academy to. I just give one of these young chaps their chance and see what they do.
Yeah, not every academy player is destined to play for the first team. That's another thing you have to watch out for. Many of them are going to go to Division 1 and Division 2 teams or feeder teams.
When is Man U going to play Obi? They need to bring him in, man. Just for experience, not to win.
Yeah, he's just a baby now. I noticed that even when we had the striker crisis, I don't think that they feel he's ready yet.
How old is Endrick, the guy from Real? Is he 17 or 16? Endrick.
I'm not 17. Sure. I know Chidiobi is 16. He's not even 17.
I think Endrick is 17, right? The one who scored, the Brazilian guy who scored for. He's 16.
I think he should be 17 or 16.
These young kids, man. But I'm going to change the subject for 5 seconds. Man, this guy at 17 is already one of the best players in the world. Yamal, that boy is unbelievable.
Yamal.
Unbelievable. Yamal has the heart of an old soldier. Even though he's young, he's actually a leader on that team. Yeah.
He plays end-to-end football. He plays very intelligent football. He's very clever. I like the way he plays his game.
Yeah.
The guy is talented.
Very talented.
I mean, I'd love to see him play on the other side of the wing with Vinicius playing on one side, him playing on the other.
That would be crazy. And you know what I like about him? The way he uses the wing. He doesn't use the wing like most wingers, like going wide and just crossing the ball. He actually plays almost like he's on the wing, but he's almost like a midfielder at this. He plays center to right. He doesn't just stay far right. And he can drift and he can actually shoot. But that's the Spanish players. They've learned how to make these shots. Like Olmo and these guys. These guys are crazy, man. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, that would be my favorite. I mean, I just said my favorite trio. My favorite front line would be Jamal, Vinicius, and Osimhen, because Osimhen likes to create chances for his wingers.
Oh, that team would be unbelievable.
That would be
because all of them would interact with each other. Because look at how Lewandowski is now scoring goals again because of Vinicius, because of Yamal, and the wings are doing well on Barcelona. Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, we only have a few minutes, so last thoughts in general. I'll start with Warif, then we'll go to Kunle. Yeah.
Okay, for this weekend's game, well, I just pray that Arsenal should try and feature the right kind of players so they can pick the necessary 3 points. While for Man U against Liverpool, Ten Hag he had a lot of work to do because I don't know how he's going to have features from players. But right now, what Marcus Rashford is in there, and also using Bruno the first night is a tough one for him. So he just need to work on his midfield.
Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Last thoughts? Anything in mind? Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to this game because after this game, there's going to be a long 2-week break.
You need
this
it.
Liverpool game, I don't think we're quite ready for them. I think we'll give them a good game, but I don't think we're going to beat them. I think we're going to lose, maybe 2-1 or 1-0, but I think we're going to give them a good game, especially if we get that back four started. But I bet you the pundits are going to start saying, oh, why did we buy De Ligt since we lost? If we had played Harry Maguire, we would have won. You're going to
they shouldn't listen. Don't listen to the news and the sportscasters. Don't listen to Sky Sports.
I like to listen to them sometimes.
Because, no, not you. I'm talking about the manager for Man U.
Coaches.
Yes, no. I like to
Guardiola doesn't listen to them. He does what he wants to do. Yeah.
Yes, I think some of these guys are so busy spending their millions. I don't think they actually really have time to sit down and watch the whole 90 minutes of the game. You know, they're too busy eating their prawn cocktail caviar sandwiches.
Yeah, and the only way you can analyze football is to watch the whole game, so you can see the small things, see the small things that people you don't pick up on the highlights. Yeah.
I think they're too busy enjoying their money to really sit down for a whole 90 minutes and watch.
Don't worry, we don't have money, so we're complete sports. Complete football. We watch the whole game because we need to see something.
Some of the things they say is absolute nonsense. And this, this weird love of Harry Maguire.
Oh yeah, it's out of control. Harry Maguire must go.
We're underperforming, and they were like, okay, let's get rid of these crap substitute, and they're like, no, don't get rid of them. If they were so good, why aren't we winning the league? They're going because they're rubbish. And
Harry Maguire is like Checo in Formula One. Checo for Red Bull.
I'll say it's more like Logan Sargent because he's slow.
Oh yeah, Logan Sargent. Yeah. I think they finally fired him though. Good, thank God. Yeah.
I'm surprised he stayed as long as he did. He should have gone a long time ago. There's a lot of people in F2 that are quicker than him.
Yeah.
Won't be messing the car up like that.
All right, guys. So we're gonna head out. Thank you very much. We always show up on Tuesdays or Wednesdays every week. Man U, Arsenal, United. And like Kunle said, these teams have never been enemies. The real enemy is Chelsea. Chelsea, which is Nigeria's favorite team.
The real enemy is Tottenham for Arsenal.
And Tottenham, yeah.
The real enemy for Manchester United is
not
Leeds
London rivals
and Liverpool. Not really Arsenal, but in Nigeria it's Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yeah. The only reason I didn't like Man U back in the day was because of fine boy David Beckham. I said, David Beckham, you're taking all the girls, bro. What's wrong with you? All right. So you guys enjoy. Kunle, once again, enjoy your birthday week. Because I know it was your birthday a couple of days, so you can still enjoy it for a week. I hope you don't feel like you're 50. I was at 50 before you. I think Warif still has another.
I was 50 the next morning. If you know how much.
We have to wait 10 years for Warif's 50th birthday.
I've been on this.
Teeling. Okay, so let's do a promo for it. Put it again. Please like and subscribe, and also buy Teeling whiskey, who are going to be sponsoring
it. This is a small batch, but I recommend the single malt.
Okay, good. Thank you guys very much. Love you very much, and we'll be back next Tuesday for our show, Man U, Arsenal United. Good day, guys.
Okay.
Good day, everyone. Thanks. Great show.